Hi everybody. Well, we're here to share the next part on our trip to Sweden. This is the city of Gothenburg. At this point, we had come up from Copenhagen, spent a day, maybe actually a day, pretty much maybe a day and a half, but not a whole lot of time in Gothenburg, but we managed to see a lot of things while we were there. Gothenburg sits on the west side of Sweden. It's up against the Baltic Sea. It's the second largest city in Sweden. It was founded in 1621. At different points of time, Gothenburg was a part of the Swedish monarchy, then the Danish monarchy, part of Norway, and then it's kind of changed hands a few times through its history. But now it's a very stable place. It's industrial. It has its ports, but it also has some great history. Please sit back, please watch. We'll be adding our commentary as we go through this thing, but we hope you enjoy this video. Alright guys, the one thing I did want to share was we went to the Gothenburg Opera Center, and unfortunately they didn't have a show at the time for us to see, but what they did have was a great dining experience. Both the food and the service were phenomenal. It's the one thing I love about cities close to the ocean. We get some great fresh seafood. The service was wonderful after we were done. He offered us free coffee. Just a real friendly staff. They answered a lot of our questions. We took a little consensus after the meal, and this was voted the best meal of our trip. So if you're in Gothenburg, we definitely recommend you check it out. All right, guys, we just wanted to share this. To our left, we're looking at, actually it's a hotel now, but at one point, the ship that you just saw was actually the training vessel for the Swedish Navy. And I guess that's where the cadets would go and be trained on like how to learn the ropes and stuff. They were getting rid of the ship, but some entrepreneur bought it and said, let's make a hotel out of it. The red building was originally built to rival the Eiffel Tower. What they came up with was continuously voted the ugliest building in I think at least Sweden, if not Europe. So we just want to share that. We thought it was kind of interesting, a little bit of a local knowledge that we wanted to share with you guys. Here we go. We arrived at the Gothenburg City Museum, and this was a very immense museum. We were really stretched for time. We tried to see as much of it as we could. We saw items going back to the Viking items. We saw history going back to like the Roman times. And we saw a lot of Swedish history, culture, all intermingled into it. We found out that Gothenburg was the first, had the first Volvo factory. which we're very impressed with. Sweden is also known for cameras, very, very high quality cameras. This is a very immense museum. We only wish we could have spent more time there. If you go to Gothenburg, I would recommend at least one full day would be enough to really see everything and take it all in. Hope you enjoy. One item that we were all impressed with was the Victorian dresses. These are 18th and 19th century dresses. Very elegant, very astonishing, especially when we consider that they were made by hand. Now we're back on the street of the city center of Gothenburg. We explored a church, we explored a food market, we were on our quest for dinner. We found out that the city has a great public transit system. Buses are very clean, they come very frequently, everything's on time. That's another item people can enjoy when they come here. It's very easy, very laid out, and it's very well done. This is one of the highlights of Gothenburg. This canal tour was very well done. The tour guide was very nice and very knowledgeable. We learned a lot.
1921 av Gustav II Adolf. Han ville ha en handelsstat på västkusten som kunde handla med världen utan att behöva skicka skepp förbi Öresund. Dutch city planners knew how to build in wetlands, and these Dutchmen used a blueprint for a city that they had used before on the island of Java in Indonesia, when they moved to Jakarta, which was a Dutch colony at the time. Det var uppe vid vallgraven som låg utanför stadsmuren. Och den ser the oldest statue of a woman in Gothenburg from 1883, La Semuse, the woman who sews in French, but the people of Gothenburg could not pronounce this. Established in 1842, it was modeled after British parks, and it's one of the best preserved 19th century parks we have in Sweden today. With träd, promenadstigar, blommor, kaféer, restauranger, men också växthus med tropiska växter och rosor. Det är öppet alla dagar i veckan och det är gratis inträde. They have trees and flowers and kanal med många låga broar och bommar. Det är framme i Bromsparken som ligger till vänster, som är ett nav i kollektivtrafiken där många linjer mötas. Up ahead there's a stretch of canal with a lot of low bridges and beams. And to the left we have the well park, which is a hub in the public transportation system. Many lines intersect. Hisingsbron som är färdig förra året, den har inspirerats i sin design av Star Wars-filmerna. To the left of the lipstick we can see a bridge, the Hisings Bridge, which was completed just last year. The beautiful ship here on the edge is the bark Viking, built in Copenhagen in 1906 as a school ship och inkluderat i priset. Vattenfärgat eld ska vara väldigt hälsosamt, fullt av naturligt. On the right hand side you can see where the Lind Holmen shipyard used to be. After they nu när vi vänt om så har vi ju fastlandet som they're closed for. Some people underground a train station as part of the West Link project. Yes, I know what you're thinking. You're building an underground railway? And yes, they are. We're finally getting a railway tunnel. Some people are very excited about this. But when they started the construction project here, they didn't just want to cut these old, rare trees down. So instead they dug them up with the roots and all and moved them. Det här är nämligen ett trädbibliotek. Kungsparken. De har ett av varje naturligt förekommande trädskall. Prometheus, titanen som står av eld från gudarna. Det är upplysning, kreativitet och konst till människorna. Men vi actually have a camera of både ölmage och sexpack. Prometheus is the only man in God.
We decided to try something different. We decided to try Vietnamese food. It might sound a bit odd in Sweden, but the food was excellent. The restaurant was right by the river. It was a very good time and we enjoyed it. At this point, you're seeing great pictures of the hotel, great staff, and great breakfast. We had a real hearty breakfast and we got some last shots of Gothenburg before heading to the train station and heading out to Stockholm. So, hope you enjoy. At this point, we just wanted to share some travel tips that we picked up. Google Translate was a great tool. The majority of folks we came across spoke English very well, but in case there was a little bit of difficulty, Google Translate filled the gap. Google Maps is also a great tool for picking up any attractions inside the city. One other tip that we wanted to share, at least in Gothenburg, with regards to taxis, it's possible to negotiate a fixed price. So if there are any delays from the ships or other items, it's not counting against you for the meter. Just wanted to share that. Next stop will be Stockholm. Have a little surprise for you guys up there. Want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed our video. If you did like it, please subscribe. Thank you so much.